Hello students, I welcome you all to this YouTube channel, and this video is 8th part of the chapter The Enemy of the book Vistas. Let's have the explanation of this part. What will be their fate if their father is condemned as a traitor? They did not try to hide what they said from the ears of Hannah as she stood arranging the day's flowers in the veranda nearby. And she knew they spoke on purpose that she might hear. That they were right, as she knew too in most of her being. But there was another part of her which she herself could not understand. It was not sentimental liking of the prisoner. She had come to think of him as a prisoner. She had not liked him even yesterday when he had said in his impulsive way, "Anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom." She had only bowed her little distant bow. She saw hurt in his eyes, but she did not wish to assuage it. Indeed, he was a great trouble in this house. As for Sadao, every day he examined the wound carefully. The last stitches had been pulled out this morning, and the young man would, in a fortnight, be nearly as well as ever. Sadao went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police reporting the whole matter. On the 21st day of February, an escaped prisoner was washed up on the shore in front of my house. So far, he typed, and then he opened a secret drawer of his desk and put the unfinished report into it. So, students, Hannah wondered that when they grew up, they would be labeled as the children of traitor. तो देशद्रोहियों के बच्चे हमारे बच्चों को बोला जाएगा जब वो बड़े होंगे. As Sadao was helping an American, all the people of Japan would consider him to be an enemy of Japan, a traitor of his country. As Hannah stood in the veranda arranging the flowers, the servants discussed the matter in her presence. Hannah को देख के उन्होंने इस मैटर को डिस्कस किया नौकरों ने, as they wanted her to know their views, क्योंकि नौकर ये चाहते हैं कि ये हमारे विचारों को सुन ले, मैडम हमारे विचारों को सुन ले, हम क्या सोच रहे हैं इस मामले के बारे में. Hannah also felt that the servants were right, but she had some feelings for the injured man, which she could also not analyze. She did not like the prisoner, neither was she attached towards him. The day before, the injured man told her that his name was Tom. उसने अपना नाम बताया कि मेरा नाम Tom है. Hannah did not like him at that moment also. She had reacted by bowing her head middle. She saw that her reaction hurt the injured man, but she did not want to reduce this hurt that she had caused to him because the injured man was a great trouble to her. उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ा हाना को कि इसको मेरी बात का बुरा लगा, क्योंकि उसको पता था कि हमारे लिए मुसीबत तो है ही. His presence was a threat to Hannah and Sadao. Sadao was performing his role perfectly. He would examine the wound every day. One morning, the last stitches were removed from the injured man's body, and he would be as well as ever in the next 15 days. In the meantime, Sadao went to his office and wrote a letter to the chief of the police to report the entire matter to him. चलो भाई, जान तो इसकी बचा दी, डॉक्टर का फर्ज तो निभा दिया, अब एक देशभक्त का फर्ज भी निभाता हूँ. उसने एक रिपोर्ट लिखी, पूरी रिपोर्ट वो चीफ ऑफ पुलिस को सौंपना चाहता है कि कैसे कैसे हमारे घर में एक बंदा आया था 21 फरवरी को, एक अमेरिकन कैदी बच गया था और हमारे घर के सामने आके रहा था. ऐसे उस रिपोर्ट को लिखने लगा कि मैं भैया अपने देश को भी तो बताऊं ना कि मैंने क्या किया है. सदाओ ने उसको टाइप्ड दिस मच ऑफ द रिपोर्ट ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा टाइप कर ली और उसने उसको ओपन ड्रॉअर में रख दिया और उसको फिनिश नहीं किया था अभी. कंप्लीट नहीं हुई थी, वो रिपोर्ट रख दिया उसने। On the seventh day after that, two things happened. In the morning, the servants left together. This is very important point, and this will become a question. Their belongings tied in a large square cotton kerchiefs. When Hannah got up in the morning, nothing was done. The house not cleaned and the food not prepared, and she knew what it meant. She was dismayed and even terrified, but her pride as a mistress would not allow her to show it. Instead, she inclined her head gracefully when they appeared before her in the kitchen, and she paid them off and thanked them for all that they had done for her. They were crying, but she did not cry. The cook and the gardener had served Sadao since he was a little boy in his father's house, and Yumi cried because of the children. She was so grieving that after she had gone, she ran back to Hannah. If the baby misses me too much tonight, send for me. I am going to my own house and you know where it is. Thank you, Hannah said, smiling. But she told herself she would not send for Yumi, however, the baby cried. She made the breakfast and Sadao helped with the children. Neither of them spoke of the servants beyond the fact that they were gone. But after Hannah had taken morning food to the prisoners, she came back to Sadao. So seventh day, what happened? Two things happened. This is very important point. In the morning, servants left together. सारे नौकर एक साथ चले गए. Belongings को अपने सामान को बांध लिया उन्होंने. और जब हना उठी देखा सुबह कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, ना घर साफ हुआ ना खाना बना. पता था उसको, पता था क्या हुआ है, जा चुके हैं सब, तैयार हो गए जाने के लिए. तो वो थोड़ी डरी हुई तो थी, लेकिन उसका जो प्राउड था मिस्ट्रेस होने का, उस प्राउडनेस को अलाउ नहीं किया कि मैं शो करूं अपना दुख इन नौकरों के प्रति. इंस्टेड उसने इंक्लाइन हर हेड ग्रेसफुली, अपना गर्व से अपना सर ऊंचा रखा उसने. और जब किचन में थी वो, तो उसने जब उससे मिलने आए वो नौकर, तो उसने उसको थैंक बोला कि भाई जो तुमने हमारे लिए किया उनका धन्यवाद. नौकरों को बोला ऐसा. वो रो रहे थे लेकिन वो नहीं रोई. वो जो कुक था वहां पर, वो गार्डनर था, सदाओ को जब से जानते थे, जब से उसके घर में काम कर रहे थे, जब सदाओ बहुत छोटा था उसके पापा के टाइम से. यूमी क्यों रोई? वो बच्चों के लिए रोई, क्योंकि बच्चों से बहुत लगाव था उसको. और उसने हना के पास जाके बोला कि अगर बच्चे मुझे मिस करें तो बुलवा लेना, आपको पता है मेरा घर कहाँ है. हना ने थैंक यू बोला उसको, लेकिन खुद को अंदर ही अंदर बोला कि तुझे तो बिल्कुल नहीं बुलाऊंगी, चाहे बच्चे रोएं या कुछ करें. अब उसने ब्रेकफास्ट बनाया सदाओ के लिए, हेल्प विद द चिल्ड्रन, बच्चों के साथ हेल्प करती थी वो. उनमें से कोई कुछ नहीं बोला. Neither of them spoke of the servant beyond the fact. नौकरों के जाने के बाद इस नौकरों के जाने के ऊपर कोई बात नहीं करी दोनों ने. But after Hannah had taken morning food to the prisoner, जब वो खाना लेके गई, मॉर्निंग फूड लेके गई उस कैदी के पास में, तो सदाओ के पास वो वापस आई. Why is it we cannot see clearly what we ought to do? She asked him. Even the servants see more clearly than we do. Why are we different from other Japanese? Sadao did not answer, but a little later he went into the room where the prisoner was and said brusquely, "Today you may get up on your feet. I want you to stay up only 5 minutes at a time. Tomorrow you may try it twice along. It would be well that you get back your strength as quickly as possible." He saw the flicker of terror on the young face that was still very pale. "Okay," the boy murmured. Evidently, he was determined to say more. "I feel I ought to thank you, doctor, for having saved my life." "Don't thank me too early," Sadao said coldly. He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. terror as unmistakable as an animal's. The scars on his neck were crimson for a moment. Those scars, what were they? Sadao did not ask in the afternoon. The second thing happened. Hannah, working hard on accustomed labor, saw a messenger come to the door in official uniform. Her hands went weak and she could not draw her breath. The servants must have told already. She ran to Sadao, gasping, unable to utter a word. But by then the messenger had simply followed her through the garden, and there he stood. She pointed at him helplessly. So they talked about the servants, that servants already knew what we are going to do, and they had gone all. नौकर चले गए हैं सारे. थोड़ी देर बाद में जब वो उस प्रिजनर के पास गया और डॉक्टर ने बोला आप तुम अपने पैरों पे खड़े हो सकते हो, 5 मिनट तुम्हें डेली खड़े होना है अपने पैरों पे और तुम ठीक हो जाओगे, तुम्हारी हिम्मत वापस मिल जाएगी. और एक अजीब सा डर दिखाई दे रहा था उस प्रिजनर के चेहरे पर, पीला सा चेहरा. उसने बोला ओके, खड़ा हो जाऊंगा अपने पैरों पे. और उसने उसको कोशिश की और बोला कि आई फील कि मुझे आपको थैंक यू बोलना चाहिए, डॉक्टर मेरी जीवन बचाया. डॉक्टर ने बोला इतनी जल्दी थैंक यू मत बोलो भाई. अब फिर से उसकी आंखों में डर लड़के की कि भाई क्या करने जा रहे हैं. जैसे एक बकरे की आंखों में डर होता है, उस तरीके से एक डर उसके माइंड में था. उसके चेहरे पे जो स्कार्स वगैरह थे वो बिल्कुल क्रिम्सन हो गए थे एक पल के लिए. और किस टाइप के स्कार्स थे वो, सदाव ने नहीं पूछा उसको आफ्टरनून में. द सेकंड थिंग हैपन, दूसरी बात क्या हुई उस आफ्टरनून में कि हना बहुत बिजी थी, काम कर रही थी किचन में, नौकर तो थे नहीं. तो दरवाजे पे एक ऑफिशियल यूनिफॉर्म में एक बंदा आया. उसके अब जब देखा हना ने तो उसके हाथ पीले, हाथ बेजान हो गए और सांस थम गई कि भैया ये क्या हो गया, ऑफिस वाला फोन आ गया, शायद नौकरों ने बता दिया जाके सबकी हमने किसी को शरण दे रखी अपने घर में एक कैदी को. सदाओं के पास गई और कुछ बोलने के लिए, लेकिन वो मैसेंजर तो सीधा आ गया वहां पर और उसके पीछे पीछे वहीं खड़ा रहा और वो उसको निसहाय सी होकर देखती रही कि ये क्या बोलेगा अब. So students, till all the partitions of this chapter, now I want you all to answer this question. Dr. Sadao was compelled by his duty as a doctor to help the enemy soldier. What made Hannah, his wife, sympathetic to him in the face of open defiance from the domestic staff? Okay, students, I'm waiting for your answer. Answer this question and send it to me as soon as possible. This is a very important question for your exam purpose also. Students, thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this channel and press the bell icon if not pressed. Students, one by one and slowly I will prepare important videos on this YouTube channel to make you understand more and more about grammar. Further, I will also explain many types of grammar topics like passive voice, indirect speech, prepositions, modals, etc. You will find more and more. Thank you. Have a nice day.